I'm a dog. Hoo ha. Right? God, is everyone the sick? Coffee. Yeah, I got some journals. From this day forth, I shall relinquish my astral name in favor of one befitting the skies, although every boy Aldo died. Uh, all the music. Damn, the hell?
There's this special request.
Yeah, they gave me a
This one?
makeup quad or something. I don't know.
Hey, heard about your little spat with Id. Wish I still had that kind of energy.
Eugen gave me a hearty slap between the shoulder blades.
The chills I got when watching them. Man,
going all out.
Of course, Vern had told everybody. I could appreciate honesty and openness throughout the crew, but I clearly needed to have a talk with that dragon about minding his own business.
So you're jealous Lyria's making new friends? What, do you have a crush or something? Yo, don't be silly. That's not what this was about at all.
As Lyria tried to explain the situation, I just kind of sniffed and shuffled my feet. It had been a wild ride, but things were finally back to normal. I couldn't get the duel with Id out of my mind. He had been a perfect storm, placing his whole heart behind every blow. I had to remember what I was fighting for to even stand a chance. To be honest, I still don't think I'm stronger than him. I won this battle, yeah, but both of us are still changing, still growing. Who knows how it'll turn out if there's a next time. But I doubt we'll ever need to fight like that again. Id trusts me now. I can feel that just as much as I felt the shock of his sword clashing against mine. Trust is nice, but it always comes with responsibility. Still, that's the weight I signed up to carry when I became captain of the Grand Cipher, and took Lyria's hand all that time ago.
We really don't get a break.
For sure. It felt like everybody in Zega Grande had a job for Mr. Fix-It. Today's request? Just taking down a monster that can demolish a small village with a sneeze. No biggie. Vern, could you get us some potions?
You betcha! Liquid health coming right up!
Lyria, we're about to head out. Mind letting the rest of the crew know?
Sure, no problem.
I took a deep breath, letting it settle in my chest before releasing. We had a game plan, of course, but you never know how these things will go. Timing, coordination, everything had to be perfect.
You'll be fine. I trust you, and so does everyone else.
Id put a hand on my shoulder, and somehow that weight steadied me. We'd figure things out. We always did. I exchanged a nod with him, and we headed for the docks. The rest of the crew was already there, waving their arms in the air. From the smiles on their faces, you'd think we were going for a tropical vacation in a goose day. Well, either way, I was sure we'd all come out of it in one piece. We had a bright future ahead of us.
So the last two things.
Back at the dining hall, plates of wraithwing egg omelet were lined up on a table, wafting forth irresistible aroma.
Is that really for us?
At my nod, Al dug in.
Ow! Oh, burnt my tongue. But, so good.
I love it!
Muffled voices caught my attention, and I looked out the window to see a gathering crowd. Though I had only collected a basket of the famed eggs, it seemed that was enough to feed the whole city.
Hey, Al. Heard from your sister. Sorry, I should have noticed you were working yourself to the bone.
A man who seemed to be in charge of reconstruction efforts came to our table. Gently, he explained that he had only now been made aware of Al's failing health. He vowed to encourage the workers to rest, so no one would overexert themselves ever again.
Al, you okay, bud? You so good.
Vern, who had been flitting carefree through the air, came to a sudden stop. I smiled at his concern, which was well-meaning but misplaced. Al was going to be fine now. It was time for a celebration, and I had the perfect surprise planned. Their reactions are going to be priceless.
Act.
A light dessert is the perfect way to top off a hearty meal. Stealing my way into the kitchen, I cooked up an original dish using spare ingredients and imagination. When I unveiled my creation, the crew gulped in what I assume was anticipation. The people of Folka, however, were more vocal with their excitement.
You're saying that the very hand that defeated the Wraithwing made this dessert?
Is there anything she can't do?
It was enough to make me blush. But, if I may be so bold, I don't think their praise was unearned. My dish was wholly unique in its shape, color, and smell.
Catalina, this is amazing! I've never tasted anything like it before.
Encouraged by Lyria, every last diner snatched up their spoons. Hungrily, they lifted a bite to their lips. And the moment right after, as if someone had captured the scene in a painting, they all froze. There are times when people are so filled to the brim with emotion, not even the smallest physical movement is possible.
Okay.
For the diners, this was apparently one of those times. It seems I'm not such a bad chef after all. Take that, naysayers.
Wait, what did I discover? Legendary fruit? Oh, is that a...
Clear blue skies, gentle breeze. It was perfect conditions for the Nautilus's maiden voyage. As the helmsman gripped the wheel, I knew he was no longer shackled by fear. Kent, the mechanic, the merchant, even Lyria, Vern, and some of our other crewmates. Actually, damn near the whole town showed up to witness the rebirth of an old friend. As the propellers began to churn, a metallic sputter sounded from somewhere below deck. It was a symphony of gears I'd heard time and time again. That mechanic, she'd done it. After a brief checkup, they started the countdown. Tension was palpable. On Nautilus. All eyes were on the airship. No one dared to breathe. A wind whipped up around the Nautilus, and there it was. Liftoff. And once again, she sailed into those skies so blue.
Okay. These drafts, man.
A few weeks had passed since the Nautilus took its maiden voyage. According to Kent, the Nautilus was now Folka's leading cargo ship. Makes sense, given that it was 3 times faster than any other ship on the island. And not only that, but it seemed Kent had found himself a new dream already.
Okay, picture this, Rackham. 3 ships conjoined into one massive cruise liner. See? All we need to do is reconstruct these columns here and...
I wonder if I sounded that crazy to the others whenever I got my big ideas. Anyway, such a massive ship would require at least 3 helmsmen. So in his effort to make the cruise liner a reality, Kent started studying how to be a helmsman himself. But if Kent were to be the second pilot, who would be the third?
About that. Actually, we'd be honored to have you as the lead helmsman of our ship.
Of course. It was a kind offer, but I already had a family in my crew and a home in the Grand Cipher. But that didn't mean I couldn't let the kid down easy. Sorry, Kent. This Skyfarer's not old enough to set anchor just yet. Until that day comes, you can find me wherever the wind blows.
Archive entry. Now the kid is
The
back.
day had arrived for Lev to show his parents the magic trick he learned from me.
Wait, what?
Was he going to be able to pull it off? I had to see for myself, so I followed them to a restaurant in town and sat at a nearby table. Somehow just watching was enough to make me nervous too.
I want to show you something.
Come on, you can do this! It's all about sleight of hand, remember? Lev showed his parents the palm of his empty hand and covered it with a handkerchief. Then he removed the cloth just like I taught him. But when he opened his hand, there was nothing there. I thought he must have made a mistake, but it turned out I was wrong.
I learned this trick so I could make others smile. You're actually supposed to have a present in your hand when you open it, but I couldn't think of what to give you.
Unable to hold in the tears any longer, Lev started to cry.
You both have done so much for me. I just couldn't find anything good enough.
He wiped away his tears with the back of his hand, his voice quavering slightly as he fought to get the words out.
I'm really sorry for running off and scaring you guys. But I was worried, because you're always so busy. It hurt when you wouldn't listen to me, and I've been so lonely. Tried not to let it get to me, but it just ended up being too much.
We're sorry too, Lev. But don't worry. Soon we won't be as swamped anymore. There's supposed to be a big group moving to Folka from Seed Hollow soon. I hear at least one of them's a doctor.
Once things have settled down, we'll all spend some quality time together. I'd love to go shopping in Seed Hollow as a family. That sort of thing. You'd like that too, right, dear?
Of course. As long as we decide on a budget beforehand.
Way to go, Lev! Seeing them all smiling together like that reminded me of Master Sokka for some reason. Once we're back in Fanta Grande, I think I'll pay a visit to Vaults and tell him all about this little adventure.
Fine, your runts will spend time with you.
Sometime later, a brand new clinic was built in Folka. Apparently, the people of Tempule and Folka had chipped in to pay for it. A doctor really did move in from Seed Hollow, too, so Lev's parents were finally able to make more time for their son.
I'm gonna be a great doctor one day. I'll work super hard so I can give you a real present. Just you wait and see.
With an attitude like that, I have no doubt he'll make an amazing doctor. And besides, now he has my patented magic trick to put smiles on everyone's faces. When I peeked inside the clinic on one of our days off, I saw Lev chatting happily with the people of Folka. I'm sure this town will keep prospering even after we leave. The people here are tough. They'll overcome any hardship that comes their way. And that's what I believe anyway. After seeing the smile on Lev's face, how could I think otherwise?
Murara, Murara. Grand opening, grand closing.
We came to a quiet clearing in the forest, devoid of any beasts. The only other presence besides us was a crisp breeze. Shafts of sunlight peeked through the trees that shaded the garden. I felt my breath catch in my throat as I took in the sight. Purple anemones bloomed, filling the entire clearing. Just looking at them, I could feel the tension drain from my body.
That's it. These are the flowers she talked about.
Karzada opened the notebook. Flipping through its pages, he came to the section on anemones. Tears spilled down his cheeks as he read her notes.
I see.
Anemone.
So that's what she was trying to tell me.
After a while, he pulled himself together and turned to me.
Thank you for everything.
I saw it through his tears and heard it trembling on his voice. A fledgling seed of hope.
If you hadn't come when you did, well, I never would have known what she wanted to tell me.
He smiled, a pure expression devoid of the previous darkness.
She dreamed of a Tempeel blooming with flowers. And I'll carry the torch. I'll make sure her dreams come true.
Glad to hear it. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other and you'll be fine. Karzada placed a hand over his heart and closed his eyes, as though speaking to his beloved. Or maybe he was burning the sight of this garden in his mind's eye. Our time together came to an end, but I felt as if the storm clouds were truly gone, and in its place was a clear blue sky. Maybe part of the reason I was drawn to Karzada is that I could sense that we shared something important. We both had regrets weighing us down. We made our share of mistakes. Still, there's no turning back time. All we can do is keep marching forward. Now that I think about it, just as I was there for Karzada, there were a lot of people propping me up on my journey. I owe all those people my thanks. It's because of them that I stand here today.
Dear Eugen, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done. Every now and then I hear news about you and your crew. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. I was finally able to get licensed as a full-fledged jeweler in Folka. I started creating pieces based on those purple anemones we saw. People love them. I can't make them fast enough to keep up with the demand. The proceeds from the sales go to organizations working to restore Tempeel to its former glory. Once we can go back home, I plan to create a large garden, just as she would have wanted. The promise we made as kids can't be fulfilled, but I plan to keep the promise I made to myself. I'll do it to bring her dream to life. P.S. I never did tell you what those purple anemones symbolize. According to her notebook, they mean, I believe in you. I'll wait for you. The next time you're in Folka, look me up. Until then, please take this pressed flower as a token of my gratitude.
I'll wait for I will wait for.
Peace returned to Seed Hollow, and it was soon back to the usual hustle and bustle. I informed the frightened repairman of the girl's true identity, the primeval god of Seed Hollow.
A primeval god? Holy macaroni! That's a spicy nugget of news. How do you manage to stay so charming and informed? Hmm?
A lady never reveals her secrets.
It's a little sad that you couldn't meet Konohana Sakuya. I know you wanted to apologize to her.
I knew, somewhere deep down, that talking with her wouldn't bring back all the journeys I had with the captain's father. However, seeing all the blooming flowers across the city, it almost felt as if she was acknowledging me anyway. I may well have imagined it, but call it something of a mutual understanding between distant sisters.
Konohana Sayak.
After the vibrant patchwork of spring began to spread throughout Seed Hollow, I made a habit of taking a daily stroll around the city. On one of my walks, I had mindlessly put the crystal fragment in my dress. After arriving at a particularly sunny spot, I took it out to admire it. Something about it was different today. Instead of my usual reflection, if not only for a brief second, I saw a smile that wasn't my own. A girl in a flower crown. Our eyes met for a second before, pop! A single rose had materialized at my feet. When I looked back into the fragment, she was nowhere to be seen. Although I can't prove it, I know that she was here, listening to me. So I whispered, "Beautiful. This city has blossomed under your care, all while blooming in your own right. You deserve to be here."
Pray for me. Oh yeah, this is the cemetery one.
When I returned to Seed Hollow, Malfira's voice was shaky.
Is he okay?
I couldn't face her as I struggled out a response. He's fine. He said the survey was taking longer than expected, that it's going to be a while before he can join you.
Oh, thank goodness. I was starting to fear the worst.
She was relieved. I was crushed. But how could I bring myself to tell her the truth? He said thanks for the blanket, that he'll never feel cold again.
Of course he won't. We made sure of that by retrieving the silk from Fondom.
Malfira's joy was contagious, but I still had to force myself to smile.
What is she
I'm not
doing?
sure if my act was convincing, but I knew, more than anything, that I didn't want to show her how sad I truly was. When her own grin softened, I knew my ruse had failed. If anything, my glaring lies had only cast a light on the truth she'd buried deep in her mind.
Oh, I can't thank you enough for delivering the blanket. I knew I couldn't rest until it was safely in his arms.
It clicked. Malfira knew what she was. She knew what I was. hearing the sorrow evaporate entirely from her voice confirmed it. But now nothing bound her to the world, and she began to fade, like mist in the morning light. I watched, tears in my eyes,
I had a
as
feeling.
the contours of her form blurred into abstraction.
Somewhere deep down, I knew I had died. It was the day he left for Dolly.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
I'm not sure what happened, but I just had to wait for him, hoping he would come sit next to me one more time. I've held on to that hope for what seems like an eternity.
Malfira, I'm sorry. I feel like I lied to you.
Oh, hush now. I bent the truth too, didn't I? I was glad for your company. Happy to have someone to chat with.
Malfira brought her hands to her chest and looked up to the infinite blue stretching above us.
Do you think he liked the blanket? Do you think he's warm now?
He was overjoyed. You found the best thread, stitched away in the sun, and poured your love into it. How could he not be? She smiled her last to me, more genuine and placid than ever before. Before we went to Dolly, I wanted to confirm my suspicions about Malfira. I checked with an airship engineer about Airbuses to the desert.
Dolly? No liner's been out that way for about 15 years now, on account of what happened and all.
He explained that the last ship to Dolly was filled with scholars and their families, leaving on a journey from which they'd never return. But 15 years. She'd been waiting 15 years to deliver her gift. I knew her isolation. I wouldn't let her wait any longer.
$15. Ghost on Ghost crime.
Before I was ready to part ways with Malfira for good, I decided I needed to build a new grave for her and her beloved in Dolly. I realized that she had been right. With both sand and chill nipping at your skin, the desert nights really were cold and unfriendly. Wrapping the blanket around the new gravestone, I looked up at the full moon and saw 2 shooting stars falling through the night sky like tears down a cheek. And I knew, despite the chill, this was the perfect resting place. I turned to my pets. It's okay now. They'll never be apart again.
Enjoy. Oh yeah, she was going crazy.
Captain, are you hungry? I'd be more than happy to feed you. Or maybe you'd like a nap. I always thought I had to be strong for my loved ones, never truly realizing they were my strength. We supported each other. We lessened the burden of sorrow and shared the light of joy. Lyria, you've got a bit of cream on your cheek. Here, let me wipe it off for you.
Oh, thank you, Narmaya. I'm glad Butterfly Girl's back to normal. But is it just me, or is she laying it on even thicker than usual?
Vern was adorable, trying to play the part of the tough dragon. However, as I took him into my arms, I thought he shouldn't have to put on an act around me. After all, we're family, aren't we?
I'm not over
On a bright, quiet day, I had a sparring match with the captain. I once locked myself away from the world in the pursuit of strength, training in solitude. But I've since found that I train best with those I love around me, to lend me a guiding hand or an encouraging voice. The captain held nothing back during our session. It seems I'm not the only one who has grown stronger. Our blades rang bright and clear, and the captain's smile is a clear reminder of how far I'd come. After training was over, we stood for a while longer on the deck of the Grand Cipher, feeling the breeze. Above us, the azure sky was spread as far as the eye could see, its splendor too much to take in all at once. I felt as if I would be consumed by the sky itself, and grasped the captain's hand. In that moment of peace, I swore that I would keep learning and growing. Not alone, but together with those I love.
This was a
The third day after we had returned, Ludwin came calling.
I've got it! The meaning behind our family heirloom!
With great reverence, he laid his hand on the hilt, which was sheathed at his hip.
At last, the pieces of the puzzle are gathered and the picture is whole. The tome in the mountains, the message in code, the chest guarded by monsters, and the sword without a blade.
Ludwin laughed dryly.
Sir Lancelot, I love this land, passed down to me by my forebears. I love its gentle rills, its rolling hills, its honest laborers, and its noble warriors. I would do anything to keep them from harm.
But he could not fight his own battles. He spoke of one such conflict that occurred within his dukedom. He was forced to flee to safer grounds, while the blood of his people mingled with the dirt. The guilt ever gnawed at him, robbing him of his happiness and repose. In the midst of his troubles, Hans told him of a legendary blade. The young lord grew convinced that this sword would bestow upon him the strength he needed to protect his own.
I wanted to be everything for my people. A great warrior like you, and also a wise general and a benevolent lord. But now I see that one person does not make a country. I am the hilt which guides the sword.
We all know Rome wasn't built in
And the
one
people
day.
are the blade, which are its strength, leader and follower. One is lost without the other. Emotion stirred within me, and I drew a trembling breath. My lord, we are more alike than you think. There was a time when I blamed myself every time I lost a knight. I tried to shoulder the burdens of my kingdom alone, thinking I was protecting everyone. But I was wrong, for my fall would have meant the ruin of all. Ludwin nodded.
You're right. I'm done tearing myself into pieces, trying to play 100 roles at once. My people are counting on me to guide them, and so I shall, with this sword.
He drew the hilt from its sheath. Look to your own duties, and trust your comrades to fulfill theirs. That is all we can do.
I won't ever forget this lesson, Sir Lancelot. I swear upon my ancestors that from this hour henceforth I shall dedicate myself to becoming the fair and wise lord that Grossgard deserves.
The clouds of doubt were gone from Ludwin's eyes. He had found his path at last. And I had been reminded of something important. It was true that leadership and responsibility acted as shackles, but they were also anchors, providing safety and stability on a sea of uncertainty.
And for that, I thank you.
Months later, word reached me concerning the Lord Ludwig of Grossgard. It was said he had no great strength of arms, but his wit and will were edged sharper than steel. Under his rule, the people lived in peace, and their fields were ever gold. But the young lord never accepted praise for his deeds. He always spoke of the loyalty of his subjects and the wisdom of a foreign knight. It seems his idolatry of me still hasn't changed. But as Ludwig has grown into his title, perhaps I too should learn to bear my mantle with pride. I am Lancelot, captain of the White Dragons, and son of Fiendrock.
Okay. Oh my god, this one. Forgot about this. Freaking Percival's juice. Why so serious?
Several days later, I walked into the guardhouse for what would be the last time.
The captain's here! Attention!
In a moment, the soldiers were lined up before me. At ease. My friends, you have found your strength and your courage. The time has come for me to step down as your captain. For the space of a deep breath, the soldiers did not stir. I read in their eyes that they had long seen this day coming.
Captain Percival, we...
That title is no longer mine. I return it to you, Captain Douglas. You have become a worthy leader. I turned back toward the body of the Corps. I am but a traveler. My allegiance lies with a distant country, a kingdom of peace that I shall one day build. But I believe that all who dwell in the skies are brothers and sisters. Though our time together was short, it was an honor to serve with you. You have shown that we need not be chained to our pasts, that valor can be kindled in every heart. When I raise my kingdom, I hope that you will one day visit to impart this lesson unto the knights there.
No, Sir Percival. You can count on me. Me too! It's a promise!
Mirth welled up within me. In one thing I thought, the Corps had not changed. They could still make me laugh.
Mirth?
Very well. I will hold you to those oaths. And so, bidding my friends farewell, I took once more to the skies.
They defended the town area.
It was many months before I could return to Folka. This city is still the same. A gentle breeze danced with the grass. Sunlight streamed from between the leaves of trees, paving the streets in green and gold. But snakes dwell even in the quietest of gardens. Peace presided over this land only because there was a valiant corps to keep it. I was once captain of the Fulkan Defense Corps, and though our paths led on to different ends, they would ever be my friends and comrades. In my heart, I saluted them.
Wait, aren't you?
Well met. I was not surprised we crossed paths. Folka was a small city, and I knew the Defense Corps kept vigilant watch. I am glad to see you doing well.
We sure are. Even got a generation of new recruits trained up. So, when do you think you'll be inviting us to your kingdom?
I responded with a wry smile. It will be some time yet, but I shall not rest unless it be in a country of peace. Until that day, wait here, and serve your city well.
You're gonna make it, Percival. I just know it. In the meantime, I better practice my curtsy, huh?
I regarded Captain Douglas and his corps. Here were soldiers that had once lived in shame, but courage had been kindled in their hearts, and like candles they now passed its light to others. So does one good turn give rise to another, and valor begets valor. Perhaps the rise of my kingdom was not so far off after all.
Yeah, this was a good one too. Say fairies and Cagliostro.
Janae's attitude changed after hearing her brother's plea.
Cagliostro, forgive me. I was selfish, looking for a quick fix. But now, I know I should face this disease and live my life the way I meant to.
Figures. You needed time to process your options. Actually, that was the reason why I asked Heimel about his objections in front of Shanae. She needed to hear his part.
We're sorry for wasting your time. We know it wasn't easy to gather all those components for a new body.
New body? Doesn't ring a bell.
But you said you would give Shanae a new vessel.
Right into my trap. I reached into my pocket and pulled out a bottle of pills and a note, handing them to Shanae. I present to you my genius medicine for slowing the progress of Lycerian fever syndrome. I calculate it's 3 times more effective than the previous tonic. Not hard to manufacture either. I'll give you the recipe. Stop by Sierra's sometime, and she'll help you fill it within 2 to 3 business days.
Wait, Cagliostro? So why did we go all the way to the Pillar of Bayoi?
Yes.
It wasn't obvious? I needed some stronger base reagents to help synthesize the first batch. My crewmates looked at me with irritation. But when you've lived as long as I have, sometimes you need to spice things up with a few pranks. While we're on the topic, I did a little more research. Experts say that ley lines rebalance themselves after a number of years. Problem is, most people die before it can happen. But with my new prescription, you should be able to make it long enough. No sweat.
Cagliostro, how can we ever repay you? You are everything to this family.
Shanae was so overcome with emotion, she couldn't express her own thanks. I didn't mind her silence, though. Excess sentimentality always spoiled the mood. We had more important topics to discuss anyway. Right, so about payment. The founder of Alchemy developed a new medication specifically for your family. That's gonna cost ya. Heimel swallowed, readying himself for the worst.
I'm a fool. You're absolutely right. We don't have much in the way of money or valuables, but we'll do whatever it takes to...
I think there's been a misunderstanding. You don't get to decide my reward. Are we clear? Shanae and Heimel both nodded in fearful silence. Seeing harmony restored to the studio was a wonderful feeling. I even allowed myself to bask in memories of my sister as a treat. Sometime later, I was visiting Sierra's shop in Folca. You have my payment from Shanae and Heimel?
Sure do. It's a big one, so take good care of her.
From behind the counter, Sierra pulled out a canvas displaying the world's cutest girl. Clear skin, dewy eyes, and a mischievous smile, all framed by soft golden locks. Utter perfection.
Not that I have to explain it to you. Lots of folks have said they'd like to buy this pretty picture. We had to fight off all the amateur art collectors.
Of course. Who wouldn't want a portrait of me? Though I was the only one worthy of owning such a masterpiece.
I was surprised to hear you knew Lady Shanae. Must be a fancy lady, being a master and all.
Wait, master?
Indeedy. Youngest artist declared a master in a good long while. She's really made a name for herself in the market. Here, just got this piece in today.
I had seen it before. It filled me with a resonant vitality, just as it had in that cozy little studio. But now it was accompanied by a price tag of a whopping 5 million rupees. I think I'll add this one to my collection. In all my years of filling vessels with spirits, I had never procured an object with as much soul as Shanae's painting. I had to have it.
Are you sure? That's my biggest budget breaker.
I laughed. A few million rupees for a miracle? Chump change. Unbeknownst to Sierra Carte, I got away with the steal.
What up?
The Fisher God bowed his head and admitted I was the winner.
No, he didn't win.
But before I could humbly accept his withdrawal, Vern voiced honest confusion.
Looking at the votes, you're the clear winner, aren't you?
Not at all. Without this master of the rod opposite me, these results wouldn't have been possible.
He spoke from the heart. Moved me a bit to hear that he understood me through and through.
It's ordinary fish, ones we consume daily, that bring us health and happiness. Delicacies shine because they're a rare treat, but well-being is built on something more than rarity. Hearing that youngster speak, I understood what Yodarha was trying to tell me. In fact, I couldn't surmise for myself his proof of my hubris.
He continued.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, a child's smile will do more for a village's well-being than all the legendary fish in the sea. That's what I should have been aiming for.
A smirk sat on his lips as he turned to me.
Congratulations, Yodarha. Even had I won this competition, I concede in our fish-off. You are the rightful victor. I've learned much from our duel. I thank you from the depths of my heart.
Never in my days had I met a more worthy gentleman. And you, good sir, helped this old minnow rediscover his love of the sport. After the voting had concluded, the townsfolk were still savoring our dishes. Both Brave Bream and Shalman were a hit. The satisfied smiles of the people were evidence of this. But as all good things must come to an end, so too did the feast. Despite the mountain of fish we started with, not a single fillet was left. I turned to the Fisher God, a gleam in my eye. And though he just admitted defeat, his eye held the same twinkle. You want a race to see who can get this place spick and span quicker? We were no longer rivals. We were brothers of the rod. And this little competition would tide us over till our next real match. We were shopping at Sierro's when the merchant herself popped up from behind the counter. Apparently, she'd been waiting on us, ready to share the latest sea-worthy gossip.
A certain rumor swam earlier this month. You see, people are saying there are 2 fisher gods working the skydom. Would you know anything about that?
Vern and Lyria gasped in surprise before turning to give me a curious look.
Could it be?
You know, I never meant to keep making a name for myself, but old habits die hard, don't they? Sounds like quite the handsome fella. Can't wait to meet him.
What? Wait, hold on. What is happening? Okay.
After some time had passed, I stopped by Irene's home while out on a request. Well, well. A comforting and familiar sight greeted me. The garden was bursting with vegetation, much like the first time I saw it.
Basaraga!
Standing amidst the greenery, Irene waved at me with a smile. I should apologize. You can't hear your friends anymore because of what I did. She shook her head, her smile still present.
No, I shouldn't have let the church tempt me like that. I'm sorry for dragging you and your crew into my mess.
A hint of sorrow graced her features.
I can't hear these little ones anymore, that's true. But I can still tell what they want to say.
Is that right?
Yeah. Sometimes your heart just knows these things.
She turned to look up at the sky, a few tears sliding past her smile.
Like how I knew to reach out to you, even if I thought you were the Reaper. Thank you for saving me, Basaraga.
Anyone would have done the same. With a careful shuffle, I turned away. A dainty garden was no place for an armor-clad warrior to stomp about. I'll see you around, Irene. I took one last look at the vibrant garden before heading back to the ship.
Oh.
The morning had barely begun when Zeta came barreling over with a package addressed to me. It was stuffed full of fruit, which only confused her further.
Huh? Aren't these Volca gold fruit? Lucky man! I heard their produce is all the rage these days.
Whoops. Guess I hadn't told Zeta about Irene and her garden yet. Looks like the pantry is full. Help me carry these back to my room.
Sure, but this is kind of a lot for a midnight snack.
I figure being surrounded by a little more nature couldn't hurt.
Didn't take you for the crunchy type. Gonna grow your own orchard or what?
She was joking, but honestly, it didn't sound like such a bad idea. Ever had fresh apple juice before? I'll make you some, as thanks for helping me carry everything.
Wait a minute. You never put this much effort into treating me. Is this a trap?
A skilled gardener taught me a trick or two. Never hurts to practice a new recipe. The vibrant fruit told me how well Irene was doing, much better than any letter could. Offering her garden a silent word of thanks, I was ready to enjoy its generous harvest.
The morning after the second goblin strike, the sun rose on a quiet scene. The river glinted gold. The grass stirred in the breeze. The migrants came with our breakfast and a peace offering.
Avia attacked our homeland. We'll never forget that pain. But you proved yourself a true ally yesterday.
Everyone saw you risk your life for us. You've earned our trust.
They seemed to be leading up to something, so I asked with my usual eloquence. And...
Well, if it's all right with you, we'd like you to stay and protect our fledgling village.
I could not believe my ears. No. I'm not the person for the job. I've committed atrocities.
Ed,
Lyria's voice sounded from behind me. I turned to see her smiling. You're right. She hadn't said anything, but I got the
Ed
message.
or id?
I had spent these past few weeks looking for punishment, hoping it would somehow numb my guilt. But how was my pain supposed to help anyone? I had become the new Mr. Fix-It. I was going to dedicate my life to helping more people than I hurt. That was the best. The only way to atone.
What's wrong, Ed? You look like you've gone into brooding overdrive.
What? No, I'm happy.
Buddy, you ever heard of a smile?
At this, the crowd laughed. I raised the corner of my lips, as if testing them. This made the crowd laugh harder.
Sorry to interrupt, but could I have a word?
It was one of the soldiers from the supply force.
As some of you may already know, we weren't only responsible for transporting supplies, we were also tasked with assessing the resettlement effort. And I think it's no stretch to say the local monster presence is deadly. I'll have to ask the higher-ups to consider relocating.
Shiralu answered before I could.
not a problem. We've got a beast-slaying Mr. Fix-It on our side.
I fix it.
As the local Mr. Fix-It, I've had a finger in every pie. From furniture repair to monster extermination to marriage counseling, I've seen it all. Though I admit the counseling did not come naturally to me. Still, I wanted to help in any way I could. I owed the skies that much. A new request came in today. From an old friend.
Ed, was it my imagination, or did I see you crack a smile?
Lyria materialized at my shoulder and tried to read the forms in my hand. Yeah, work's been nice. I handed her the papers. And there, written in plain view, was the name of our latest patron. Shiralu.
Damn, that's everybody.
Well then, so long.
Lyria, you will never use it. I understood that reference. So hey, watch man. Okay, so I have a card. Rosetta the strongest.
Need some muscle?
I'll do what I can to help. You can depend on me.
Okay. Yeah. Oh? Yeah. I could do this all day. Getting better and better. Oh? Okay. You have to keep pushing yourself. Getting better and better. Can't wait to rampage with this puppy. Yep, that feels better already.
Skyfarer, I can make any weapon you want. You can expect only the best. Thanks for coming.
What level do they unlock it?
A fun hello to you. Never hurts to have some backup, right?
Level 45. I'm gonna hold off on unlocking it.
Thanks for the business.
Are they? That's supposed to.
There's this special request. Let's see.
Take this one. We're counting on you.
We got a special quest. Dragon.
Meet your nightmare.
What kind of craziness did you get into?
Have a taste of true terror. Lay it on him. Don't get cocky.
Just who do you think I am?
Feels nice. Roll. One fell swoop. It's over. Come if you dare. Death awaits. Come, Roger. One fell swoop. He sure did.
You wonderful pup.
You have two options. Leave before the moon sets. Die. Try and stop me.
Not bad.
It's over. Come if you dare. Thanks. Right.
All right. Who's next?
A woman after my own heart. Come if you dare.
Damn it, come.
Fine.
Understood.
You sure taught that lesson.
Yeah, I see it.
Let's roll.
Have a taste of true terror. We're up. Alchemy makes for a very loud fighting style.
I didn't mean to make you afraid.
The end is nigh. Death take you!
Let's roll.
It's over! They should be eclipsed in crimson! Ready? Move! Barry!
Show no mercy!
Try and stop it!
Okay! You scared?
You will know.
Eat this, sucker!
What time is what?
Time of chaos!
I find you! What else did you expect?
We could have found a little easier.
I won't let you down. I've got it.
Let's get it started.
Understood. The moon sets. I show no mercy. Face the end. Try and stop me. One fell swoop. Roger. I'll observe for now.
I hear you.
I'm on it. Do it. Good effort.
I can keep this up all day.
Have a taste of true terror. Forward. Great work, you.
Not a problem.
Death take you!
Watch out, watch out.
You're worn out, pal.
This body cannot be killed. Have a taste of true terror! Into my web! Comet show no mercy!
My magic! Yes! You handed them your butts on a platter!
Had a good sous chef. Suck it up.
Here goes
One
nothing!
fell stroke. It's over! Try and stop following!
We can always rely on something. The very soul! Take the right!
I'll take them! Now fall! Yo!
Now it's my turn!
Have a taste of true...
You scared? Our smash now!
Giant one!
Ascension!
Skadoosh.
Yeah, we did it! Dang, that was easy!
For me, what luck? Excellent. That's that.
Envy me, envy me. Ah, man. Got another card, but they unlock at 45. That's normal then, yeah. Unlock them. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Hey, Mr. Id, are you done with work?
Yep, more or less.
Woohoo! I'm ready for my next sword lesson. Meet me at the church, okay?
Guess a few swings couldn't hurt.
Yes!
What is this?
Well, well, well. Look at Mr. Popular over here.
Playing with the children was apparently part of Roland's job, too. Unfortunately, all I can do is teach them how to swing swords.
Wow, poor you.
Fine, it's not that bad.
Meanwhile, we've been finding more of Roland's journals. Let's keep our eyes peeled.
Of course.
Number 1.
Another journal. But it's seen better
How do
days.
I end up over here? Very hard quest difficult has been unlocked. New quest.
Ooh, now we can take even tougher requests.
Bring it on. I'll do whatever needs to be done.
I smell a new mission. Easier than eating apples.
What's she doing over here? This
Ready for some action? Easier than eating apples.
For me?
Easier than eating apples. Welcome! Look who it is! Never hurts to have some backup, right?
where do you find?
Don't be a stranger!
Come to view the requests? What do you think?
Very hard quest. Wait, what? I've done one. Oh, is this? Make a mess around.
Yes, can I help you? Right. Here it is.
I tried to do.
This one, yes? Please be careful.
No.
I don't know. I guess I just grind quick quest and just get them. I don't know. Yeah, if that's the case, then I might as well just level up. Oh, these are his combos this whole time. The hell this. Tamina.
Which crew member would you like to call? Sending out the old crew signal, eh? Who should we poke? Appreciate the support!
We've got lunch specials, good food, good prices. Come to view the requests? This one, yes? Good luck out there. Fresh sandwiches.
What should I do? What do I do? Hold on, let me just look.
We've got lunch specials, good food, good prices.
Come right up, folks. Feast your eyes on my incredible merchandise.
Okay, yeah, it is for. We might as well just unlock them.
What can I do you for? Which crew member would you like to call?
Oh, that up slow.
Need backup? I'm your girl. Let's do this, Arvest!
What? It's rolling.
One more! Come on! Bring it! Come on! Over here! Bring it! Infinite wonder! Got him! Come on, our best! No place to hide! Come on! Over here! Keep up! Oh yeah! Just try to run away! You pissed me off! One more! Keep up! Infinite wonder! Come on!
Perfect. He's pretty sleep. Not gonna lie.
True strength is found in camaraderie. Show them our resolve.
Push through!
Ready. This is your finish. You are nothing.
Push through!
Enough. Fall. This is power.
Perfectly timed.
Too slow. You're finished. Enough. There. Mine. Bear with me. is nigh. This is power. Go no further. Be gone. Let our blades do the talking.
Okay, some skill. Finally.
How's it going? Heard you needed a hero.
I should've got Gandigos.
Let's rumble. See ya. Enough. Soar and score. And drop. Feel the storm. See ya. Let's take it home. Leap and reach. You're all going down. Eat steel. See ya. You're all mine.
Dun. Always a double. Beat down combo. Dun, combo. What combo? Whoa, perfect blocks.
You ready for this? See ya! Let's take it home!
Beat down
The
game.
last force! Soar and score!
This is a preview. Rising. Not gonna do their fates.
Ready for action!
In need of a guardian?
Need a pro, eh?
Ooh, hope I turned off the stove.
Okay, yeah, I see a lot of people use this. This seems like you want to use this in hard content. Oh my god. Big stun. Now they all need sigils and everything. I get this. Does he even do stuff? I want my number one stomach. Why is Eugen have nothing? Where's the... Do I have any dodge stuff? Okay, yeah. Lancelot should have that. Okay, this is... A few quests. Assets. Hmm.
I've known you for many years. Still, you never cease to surprise me.
Right back at you, Siegfried. Like watching you fight for the first time ever.
Let's keep a close eye on the enemy.
We will endure. Stay the course. Stand strong.
Big damage. Any critical damage.
You made that look easy.
Did I go too far?
Okay,
I'm
okay.
proud of you all.
Nice. This is power. Push through. Surrender.
Fantastic!
Oh, yeah. How refreshing. Up and drop. Come on. Where's the challenge?
Okay, but yeah, this is gonna be getting the very hard stuff. So alright, I'll just try to do that. Get the next uncap, yes. Yep, I'll defeat